David Bohm was a physicist, philosopher, explorer of consciousness. The man Einstein called his spiritual son, and the Dalai Lama his science guru.
He became a student of Oppenheimer to do a PhD. And this was just before Oppenheimer went off to set up Los Alamos, the nuclear facility.
Oppenheimer needed Bohm's work. Bohm's mathematical calculations proved useful to the Manhattan Project in their quest to build the world's first atomic bomb.
He was offered a job at Princeton because they thought him a very talented young American physicist.
He went to Princeton and he took a room in a house next door to Einstein. So he met Einstein, they become close, he would talk a lot to Einstein.
Dear Mr. Bohm, your letter has interested me very much. I am very astonished about your announcement to establish some connection between the formalism of quantum theory and relativistic field theory. I must confess that I am not able to guess how such unification could be achieved.
Einstein said that he felt Bohm was his spiritual son.
In this period, Bohm also wrote a standard textbook on quantum theory, which presented the orthodox Copenhagen interpretation of the theory as outlined by Niels Bohr.
I've really questioned the orthodox interpretation of Bohr and Heisenberg and the Copenhagen interpretation and decided to develop his own approach.
When he finished his paper, he sent it for publication, believing it would act as a shockwave to physicists.
There was a student who had read Bohm's paper in Princeton when Bohm wasn't in the country and took the paper to Oppenheimer and said, look, this is what Bohm wrote. Nobody refers to it. Nobody's discussing it. What's wrong with it? And Oppenheimer said nothing.
That Oppenheimer had called a conference at Princeton, invited the leading physicists to discuss Bohm's paper and find a flaw in the argument. If we cannot find an error in Bohm, we must all agree to ignore him. So word went out, ignore Bohm. And that's what Oppenheimer had done.
My interest moved more toward understanding the fundamentals of physics and quantum mechanics and relativity. And I became especially interested in how these fundamental theories are not clear, that their basic ideas are unclear and they contradict each other. That absolute contradiction of the two basic theories, I said we could try to find out what they had in common. Now what they have in common is what I call undivided wholeness.